Ace, look here. Ace, here, look. What we got? Look. Look, Ace. What's it? What's it? What's it? Tick, 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 tick. What are you doing?
I just got here.
I showed my butt. My butt.
You always show your butt.
Remember when the kids would say, my butt, and then they would laugh? I said butt.
You know, it's crazy.
Good morning.
It ain't morning.
Look what I got.
It ain't morning.
You started to gnaw on this thing. Look it. I think Ace has got a little toy.
Look, look. Look at him.
What are you doing, buddy?
What
Come here.
is it?
Ace, come here. This is from J. Pridham. Ooh, just in from California.
Is it?
Ace, come here, buddy. Come here. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what is that?
Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. It's not for him.
Oh no.
It's a pair of socks.
It's Bob Ross.
Bob Ross socks.
That's not for you.
You can't have it. That's mine. They're yours.
Oh my
Look.
gosh, look at those.
Get
Oh
it.
my look at your shirt. Oh my God.
Bob Ross socks.
Bob Ross socks.
That is so cool.
That is so cool.
You had to be from California to think
Thank
like that. You know what?
That is so nice. Well, you got you some socks.
Aw.
I'm going to tell you who's going to wear
Oh,
those.
there's a little ladder in here.
You know who would wear those?
Me.
Well, you'll wear them too. But Josh, you know how Josh, he likes wearing them socks every day like that.
In the cabinet shop?
And no, Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's styling.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be styling now. Somebody's...
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, they're from California. Oh, cool.
Look at your shirt.
She jumped up on me. Saw these socks and thought of you immediately. Next time you do drawing on the whiteboard, you can wear them and be inspired by Bob Ross. I live in LA area and love watching your YouTube show. You all do a great job of building and creating communities. My home just turned 100 years this year, and I plan on continuing my restoration, never to be completed, far as long as I can. New roof this year, more new paint next year. Keep up the good work.
God bless him. Absolutely.
No, it's Jeanette.
Oh, it's a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it was Jay.
Jeanette Pridham.
Oh, well, thank you. That
Aw.
is so sweet of her. God bless you over in California.
You know what's
That's
funny?
Wonderful.
I was thinking about California today.
Was you?
For some reason, yeah. So, you know, the first time I ever went was when we took tiny homes out there, and then Carson moved out there, and I'm like, I love California. I know there's got a lot of, you know, stuff going on politically, but if you just close your ears and look at California, it is so pretty and it's so fun and it's just so cool. And then here I get something here from California.
That is so nice.
That's cool. I'm gonna set this right here.
That is nice.
You know, for somebody to watch us who doesn't want tiny homes, you know, they're fine. And they still like, you know, want to watch what we're doing.
I think that's wonderful.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
I love it. See, that's what we were talking about. The connection.
Yes.
Anything that connects people together. That is just absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
I
yes.
love it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to share some information that is hot off the press.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that car was. You should have got him on video. Hey, get him.
Look at him. Look.
Who was that? Somebody just pulled up through there. I bet it's one of the boys on the dozer up there.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
well, show where we're at and what we're doing. This is so cool. I love when there's little stacks of stuff and everything you have.
That's all going to be burned up. They're taking all the trees from the roads we're building and stuff and bringing it down here. You can see it's all about 10 foot wide, and we grab them, and when that way we can handle them and burn them. Yep. But I got great news from a friend of mine today from Knox County.
Yeah.
That Knox County is Knoxville, Tennessee. And we're building him some, he's in a nonprofit of his own. His name's Parker, and we've done some stuff for him before, and we've been with the county mayor. And anyway, there's some big stuff happening where the state of Tennessee and the federal government, federal agencies and stuff have, especially Tennessee. Tennessee has got a modular certification that we have alluded to for almost a year now. And it takes time for all this stuff to take off. But we're the only state in the country that has a modular tiny home.
The only state?
The only state. Wow. Tennessee is ahead of the game of anybody, even California, where they're the most out there, you know. We absolutely, in Tennessee, can take these homes. This is a home, it's 240 square feet, 1 bedroom, that has been accepted by Section 8.
Wow. By
the modular certification and by the federal government. This is monumental.
Big.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's incredible news.
Yes. And it's our panel home.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm excited. We don't know where all this is going.
Congratulations. That is your creation, Mr. Jones. Yeah.
So I don't know where this is all going, but it's going to take time. But man, the ideas and the things that could happen, the people that can benefit from it, how we can benefit from it, and how everybody can get this thing going. He was telling me that, you know, most of your municipalities, when they build a facility for a homeless or for somebody, it takes hundreds of thousands of dollars for one unit.
Yeah.
And we got these units for under 100 grand or 50 grand.
Bounds,
you know? Yeah. So anyway, we'll let you know more about it. Yep.
With getting that news today, look at me. I'm hiding in the shade. Look, I'm over here like.
Yeah.
So with getting that news today, and I'm talking louder because I don't have a microphone.
Yeah.
You had a great suggestion to look at one of the panel homes today, and just how custom, how beautiful, how you would want it to be. And we're over here at the mountain. Yeah.
And there's just, you know what, you wouldn't believe the things that happen every day. I've got a friend, I'm going to say your name, and I've never met him, but I consider him my friend. His name's Andrew.
Yeah.
And Andrew, I've never met you. He's been texting me today. And Andrew, I'm gonna give the idea that you talked about. Amanda and I had thought about it years ago, but we didn't have the materials.
Sure.
And I was going to color code all the 2x4s and all that. But he was talking about kit homes and how we could just take an Incredibox or a home. We could just put it on a trailer, and we give you a diagram and a video, and you put it together and save a ton of money and erect it yourself.
We never had the time to fool with it.
Exact words I told Andrew. I said, Andrew, I was texting him. I said, Andrew, we've never had the time to sit down and put all the engineering together. So when somebody gets it, they know 1 step, 3, 4, all this stuff. And it takes time. We're just like running all the time.
I know.
But I want to let everybody know that, you know, I'm not opposed to that. So, you know, there are some, you know, we don't have the curriculum or the booklet or, you know, all that together to put it, you know, to erect it. But I'm going to really consider it. I want anybody to know if they want that, would they consider buying it?
One of the things, this is the only thing that holds me back, of my opinion of it.
You got to see Amanda going.
I know.
Can I show you what you got going on? Look at her, everybody.
I have been home today.
Oh my God, you're a wreck. Ugh.
Look at me. I mean, like, it is.
That is not worthy to be seen.
And I'm over here hiding
You're in the shade because she's fair complected.
I don't like the sun.
And she's got an expiring time because she's got 17 minutes. She's going to melt.
Yeah, and I'm going home. Anyway, so one of the things, let me just tell this real quick.
Yeah.
I'll end up getting a tick on me.
We don't have ticks.
One of the things that I was thinking of is that the only reason why I wouldn't want to do it.
The kit home.
The kit home. The only reason I wouldn't want to do it, I better get close.
Because you ain't got no help.
Well, I ain't got no what?
Help.
Help?
Help to put the kit together.
Well, help to put the kit together. But that ain't the reason why I don't want to do it. Our homes, Randy, are so affordable. It's easy. Let us do the work. Let us just build it. Just let us build it. If you're wanting to do the kit or something, I just don't know if it's too much effort for us. I don't want that of us putting it together, doing all this stuff, and then get it to somebody, and then you still got to put it together. We love putting together a product. We love to present you with something that is completely done. You don't have to have it. You add the paint, you add the deck, you add all those things.
You know, most of our customers.
Yeah.
Most of our customers don't want to do stuff. I mean, they don't.
Well, listen. Incredible Tiny Homes has lazy viewers. Has lazy customers.
I mean, just like, remember, when we sell it, you know, most people order a trim package.
Yes.
Most people order the wood on the inside of these things. They want to pay for it.
Listen, let me tell you.
Here, go. Oh, man, you're on a roll this morning.
I'm on a roll. Quit calling it morning. It ain't morning time. But Randy, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's so dumb. Anyway.
I'm just getting wired.
He's so dumb. I don't want to hit a lick. I don't want to do nothing.
You never hit a lick.
I want my house, and then I'll foo-foo it up. Then I'll decorate it, paint it. I'll paint. I don't care to paint. Put a deck on it, have somebody put a deck on it and all that kind of stuff. But get your house done. It's so affordable. It's so affordable. Just go ahead and pay for it. It's through the line and it's done. Don't worry about a kit.
Right. You done preaching?
Yeah, I don't want to do a kit.
Okay, Amanda's not doing a kit.
Let me tell you something. Here, listen, hold on. Let me tell you something. I got to tell you something real quick. Here I am worried about this kit like I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you ain't going to touch it.
Why do I care?
How about the old boy up in Wyoming right now? He said, I want a kid.
I'm talking about people that are employees. They're like, hell, she ain't going to be the one doing it. What's man to care about a damn kid? I shouldn't have come today.
She ain't doing it.
Shouldn't have come today. God, what a mess. What a mess.
Yeah, well, there's a kit right there.
That's it. Now, look, I have not been in this house. Have you?
Kind of, sort of.
You could.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I've not been in it.
All right, so this is a friend. I'm going to say this is a friend I've never met before. His name's Hal.
I thought you did meet him.
And he's in California.
I thought you met him.
Oh, I ain't never met him. But he texts me all the time. He always sends me all kinds of cool things about aliens. And
now, I like aliens.
Oh, you'll
stuff.
like Hal.
Yeah,
but
I like aliens.
Hal designed this house. All right, he's from California. He's going to live here and he's going to live in California. He's going to go back and forth. And he took our American freedom, American dream, and kind of did a hybrid on it.
Okay.
So we're going to show you the flexibility of these panel homes and what we can do. Now, we do offer custom built homes for, and they're going to be more than our regular model homes.
Yeah.
But look, see, he put an exterior wood package on it.
So pretty.
Yeah. And then he paid to have it painted.
Yes.
Look at this. Now, this is that Sickens. Look how nice that Sickens comes out.
That Sickens is such a rich, beautiful amber
Isn't that
color.
beautiful?
That is pretty.
Well, look at this caulk. Look at that caulk, man. Isn't it just beautiful how it's on there?
Yeah. Ace like, what are we looking at? We're looking at.
And remember, what I like about this is all this wood is just aesthetics. Yeah. I mean, it's not, if and when it rots, because it's wood one day or whatever, 100 years from now, the metal will look exactly like it is.
Beautiful.
It's amazing. He's got 2 doors. I mean, he designed this. And he went from one of our models. I can't remember. He'll let me know. But I think he went from 4 different ones. And then he created this one because we had all of these specials coming out. And then he said, wait a minute, I want this one. Can I change it to that?
Oh, my God.
Look at this beautiful bay window on there.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the house is going to be spun around.
Okay.
And so we just got it on here to get it real quick because we're trying to park homes. Look at that Woody across the street.
I see that one.
Isn't that beautiful?
That red one, yes. And then we got this model home over here. Beautiful. Yep. Oh my God, how pretty. Well, let me look at it. So there's 2 doors.
Exactly.
Yes.
So let me see if he's got this one. I know the other door is open.
I love your colors.
All right, you ready to go in?
So now he has a picture window and a
bay window.
He's got them both. All right, well, let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to drag you up in here.
Oh yeah.
This is pretty, isn't it? Yeah. These are our new panels, so they're not our original.
Right.
So they're real finished. It's only got this one little seam here. It'll be 40 inches.
Okay. Well, if you just get up in there and hold the door, I can get in.
You sure?
Yeah. It ain't that tall.
I'm gonna have to assist you.
No, I'm gonna sit down and get in. Here.
I'm gonna get a shot of that.
Watch Ace. He's gonna jump up here when I jump up here.
Are you scooching?
I'm scooching.
Here.
I'm scooching. What's wrong with you, you nut? Oh, spaghetti arms. I hate you.
I gave you a little slap, didn't I?
Come on, Ace. Oh, God, I ain't never going to grab your hand again.
Hal, I didn't invite him in here. She did. Not me.
Is he not supposed to come in?
I don't know. I ain't saying.
You know, people got upset because we didn't let him in over at the Ace.
Really?
Well, he was running in the pond.
Oh, he was fine. He loved that water.
Oh, he was fine. All right,
so.
Wow.
Does this not look like the Charleston?
Oh, it does.
Okay. So, the Charleston's is Tim. We always talk about Tim, but this is a little bit longer. It's got a door. And so you can see the bay window. This is the living room, kind of dining room area. He put the picture window instead of a 304 over there.
Yes.
Paid for the wood package. We still got to put the ceiling fans in here. But he wanted all the V-groove, all the wood, all the trim. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh, let me turn around. And then they put flooring in the window here.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Talk about all of that.
So here's the steps that go up.
Yes.
Look at this, how it opens.
Oh,
and underneath is your water heater.
Look at that. You know what? You know what? Look at that. Here, honey. You're like
the Winnie the Pooh.
Go on, Ace. You want going out? Go on. It's hot.
He don't want to go.
Well, sitting here and don't breathe. He's panting.
You're like Winnie the Pooh. What? What part didn't you get? The part when I had fluff in my ear.
The part when I got fluff in my ear, of course. Oh, that is something. Now, this is custom.
All right. So.
This is different.
You got two 2030 windows in there.
Hmm.
Yep. So.
Well.
Here's, the countertop, just like Tim had in his. This is a Charleston floor plan.
Yeah.
Cooktop, range hood, microwave, all of the extra cabinets. You got an extra cabinet in here. Now, to point out the bathroom, it's different because he has a staircase going up here and he has a bigger loft, right? Because the dormer has been moved to the center of the home instead of the end.
Okay. He ain't got a
farm style.
Farm style.
Nope.
Okay.
So in here, you got a 36-inch shower, sink, and toilet, and you don't have the in the depth of that bathroom because there's a staircase behind that wall.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now there's pieces.
Wow. So where's the fridge going to go? Here?
I'm assuming there. Like you can see, there's no wall here.
Yeah.
We're just walking in.
Wall. We're just walking in.
We're just walking in here. Now, this cabinet, I'm not sure where he's got this.
He's got a door?
Washer and dryer there, just like Tim's. I'm not sure where this beautiful cabinet goes. We built this cabinet.
Huh.
So it's in here.
Well, ain't that different?
Yeah. So I'm pointing out the the customizations that we do on here. This is a wood trim package. If you want a wood trim package, this is what it's a V-groove wood trim. So you don't see any of the metal fasteners. You can see nothing on the floor, the corners, the ceiling, nothing. It's all been covered up.
Yeah.
Right.
Washer and dryer, of course, right there. He's already talked about that. Let me see if I can you see up there? Ugh. Yeah. Can you reach up there and show that?
Up where?
Top. Just to show the top. That's that shows it. Yeah.
It's a big loft.
Uh-huh. Okay. Huh. And he wanted a door right there.
Yeah, so if he's going to use that as a bedroom.
Oh, he's using that as a bedroom?
No, up there.
Oh, that is right.
So if he's going to use it as a bedroom.
What's this going to be?
This could be a beautiful living room. That could be a dining room. It could be you've got an extra room.
He's going to be sleeping up there.
Exactly.
Oh.
So look at this sucker.
Oh my gosh.
Look how big.
Look at you. That's great.
And this is 10 foot wide. I don't even know how long this thing. He's got a print back there. Let me see how long.
30.
I do too.
10 by 30, I believe.
Let's see here.
Well, good for you. Look at this. I forget.
Yeah, 30 feet.
10 by 30.
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
So now we have got
a
12, 2 foot wider, 12 by 34 house called the Mandy. The Mandy. Mm-hmm. So we got Amanda, which is a stick built, Ace, mini Ace, but in between was the in-between house. Yeah. It's the Mandy, and it's 12 by 34. Now you can get that built in a stick built, regular Amish model, or you can get it in the panel.
Do we already have a floor plan for that out yet? Or
yeah, it's an L shape, just exactly like the big Amanda.
Okay.
but it's only 34 foot, 12 by 34.
We're gonna have to build one of those.
Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah.
So I just thought we'd point this out today.
Yes.
This is one of our customers. He is on the mountain. This is, didn't turn my phone off here.
I thought we was gonna get through it before the phone rang.
No, can't. We're too important. We got stuff going on.
I am so impressed. Well, number one, it's a custom build, like you said.
Yeah.
But to look back there and to see that open, the possibilities are endless.
Well, especially if you use that as a bedroom.
Yes.
That other room back there. I mean,
whatever you want.
How can this feel like you're inconvenienced of the size?
Lord, he could have a full dining room in there if you want to. He could have a full den and have this as a meat, like whatever.
Yeah.
An office. He could have anything he wants.
Yeah. And so I really want the audience to see that when it comes to tiny homes, I know for years, my pet peeve about tiny homes is they never had a living room that you could just put a regular sofa in.
Well, they tried to cram everything in. They tried to multi-use every inch.
Yes.
And it's aggravating.
And so you had to move three things to get into one thing.
I hate that.
I don't like that. And us making these a little bit wider, why not make them wider? So it's 10 by 34, 340 square feet, still considered a tiny home. Whoever made that regulation of $399 and under, I have no idea.
Who knows?
Let's get outside. It's a little warm
it's
in
hot
here.
in here. Come on, guys.
Come on, buddy.
All right, let's go.
You hold that door?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, man. What?
I was going to say don't.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hit it.
Yeah, because we did that before. Did you see my penis slid on down? Okay.
You're just a good old gal.
Oh, she's a good old gal.
My dad used to tell her all the time.
He did.
Man, you're just a good old gal.
She's a good old gal.
And that reminds me.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good.
We were talking earlier.
Look at you going right. I mean.
Oh, on
you
it.
got it going on.
Oh, man, I take that creatine every morning, make my brain fast.
You needed something to help you.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Happy Father's
And
Day.
oh my gosh, my dad is passed now. I told him when he was 96, I said, Dad, it's time for you to move on, man. You got to make some room for the next generation come through here. He goes, and he was a cusser, right? He cut everything cuss. And he said, by God, if his whole heart would just quit, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, you know. But I remember my dad had so many sayings. He was ornery as could be, but he was still sweet. He was still kind. But he was from a generation, of course, right now he'd be 101. He was born in 1924. And I was raised on all of the beautiful stories of being raised in the mountains of Kentucky, just about 100 miles from here. And it was never thought, I always wanted to move back to the mountains, probably because all the stories I heard from them, And so I was just thinking about him a little bit. And when I think about my dad, when I was young, when I was real young, like when I was 6, 8, and 10 years old growing up, and my brother might be watching this. My brother's 6 years older than I am. But, Dad he worked in the coal mines of Kentucky for 10 years. And then during the World War II, he wanted to join the Navy and they wouldn't let him because they needed miners to mine the coal to keep the factories going. And so they wouldn't let him join. He went to Chicago and they jerked him out of the Navy line to come back to Kentucky. So anyway, but he was from a real hard part of the country. He always told me, he said, life didn't have much value, Randy.
Yeah.
He said people would kill each other with a blink of an eye. He didn't care. He's seen men shot. He's seen them after shot. He's seen his dad and fighting and, stabbing and shooting. And he was raised in all that stuff. And moonshining and no shoes. And, somebody asked him one time, says, wouldn't you like to have the good old days back? And he goes, no. He said, I don't want snow on my bed when I wake up in the morning. He said, I like electricity and running water.
Yeah.
He said, you can have them good old days, And he loved modern conveniences. But, when he was young, he wanted to get out of the coal mines because it was just so hard work. And I look back now as I'm older and I think about him. He took I think it was a 1942 car, some kind of sedan, him, my mom, and another couple, and they took off and went to Wyoming in 1944, 1945. and they went out to Wyoming and Hannah, Wyoming to getting coal mines out there because the coal was so much taller. It was a 30, 40 foot ceiling, they called it, in the mines. And he's from low coal, and they would mine 2 foot and under. Yeah. So you can imagine being from here down, 2 foot high of coal, scary. Back a mile back in the mountains, and you're laying in water 6 inches, running a machine all day long.
Breathing it. Yeah,
and you know, so he did that for 10 years, and he said he knew he wasn't going to live to be an old man if he didn't get out of there. And he went all the way to Hannah, and my mom and dad talked about that trip my whole life.
Is that the same trip that they ended up going to California?
No.
Different, as a
so
different trip.
when they got there, the coal mine went on strike.
Aww.
And they stayed there a while, and Mom got homesick, and they went back to West Virginia. There's something about these mountains that make people come back.
They do.
And I've heard other people say the same thing.
Yep.
But then Dad went up to San Francisco.
Yes.
And my mom, he got out there and he wanted to work on the docks, on the water line, on the docks. And he went out there, and the shipyard was on strike. Took him a week to get there. He didn't have no money to come back home. Mom had to sell a refrigerator to get him home. He could have bought.
It was a washing machine and a refrigerator.
He could have bought food or cigarettes, and he bought cigarettes for 7 days to get back home. Anyway, I've heard that story a million times, but now when I'm older and I look back at that, and that time taking a bus across country in the 40s, and him being from Kentucky and not knowing anything about the country or you name it, and it was just his ambition. And he wasn't an ambitious guy. He never talked about money. He never talked about making money. And that, that's astounding.
He didn't have a huge drive for
he worked every day.
Yeah.
He ran a crane for a steel mill, and he did not miss one day of work in 11 years. So he was steady, but he didn't have this ambition to make a ton of money and to own a big home or a big boat. Or he never talked about wanting things. And I think back about it, he was content that we were happy and everybody, he was just a laid back guy,
Well, and your mom and dad were both workers.
Oh, they worked all the time.
What they did is they were, what was good about your parents? They were satisfied.
That's it. They were satisfied.
They were very satisfied. So when they were in a house, they cleaned it, they maintained it, they kept it nice, kept their cars nice.
Nothing fancy, nothing, zero.
They never wanted any more than
never.
that.
And my dad never talked about save money, his retirement, is he going to have enough money? And talked about me about, he didn't tell me nothing. I mean, I didn't know when I graduated high school, I didn't know I was going to college. I didn't know what I was going to do for a living. We never talked about it.
No.
We just lived. I mean, we just eat, sleep, and worked. And that was just, there was no driving into me, you better have a savings account, you better save money, and you got to have a work ethic, and you got to mow the lawns. And there was never, ever preached to me.
No.
Like ever, nothing. And when I got out of high school and I got into my first job, it was just in me to do the best you can.
Yeah.
He didn't teach me that.
Well, one thing that I want to bring up that you might not be thinking of, and that you all were absolutely identical in, you both lost everything at the same age almost.
Boy.
Tell that.
That's true.
And what you both did was the same thing. And you didn't even know that you did what your dad did, but your dad just went and got a job.
Yeah.
And you just went and kept working.
Yeah, Dad retired at 55.
Yep.
They moved to Florida in this little old bitty box. And it was about 3 years later, the McLeod Steel in Trenton, Michigan, the owners, it was independently owned, and they went bankrupt, and the owners fled to, I think, Argentina with all the money, and he lost his insurance and half of his retirement. It was done. And he had to go back to work because he was too young for Social Security, and he had to go back to work and he was a supervisor in a steel mill. Now, he worked, and he'd come home with burn marks in him all the time, pouring the iron. He went to working for minimum wage. Never complained. Never complained. I mean, he said, I went and got me a job down at an RV repair shop and was hanging ceiling fans in Florida in these hot little things. Never cared about nothing, never said nothing. He just worked.
And lost his whole retirement.
He lost the retirement, lost it.
Insurance.
Yeah, he went back to work making minimum wage. And and when I got older, I thought about it. I said, he never called me. He never complained about it. He never said, well, they ran off. And never a word. He just went and got a job and kept going. I thought, wow. You know what I said back then? I said, I hope I can do that if that happens to me.
So what happened
and
to you
sure
at 55? Well, how old was you how old was you in 2008?
Yeah, I was 48.
48. Lost it all.
Yep, 50 really.
Yeah, 50. Mm-hmm.
So at 50, I lost the resort we built. Took 20 years to get there and walked away from it and
back to nothing.
And started all over again and didn't think about it. It's just, and that starting over, even though it hasn't been from ground, like losing everything, losing everything, but it has been that same thing doing this business. Mm-hmm. We built that building and it fell down that night.
Yep.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
So embarrassing, but it was so scary and it's had so much money in it. We've been through so many fights, so many, fighting to getting this community going and done. And it's just, whoa.
Yeah.
And I look back now on being Father's Day, even though my dad was not a militant, he was not a striving for money or things or wanting, he wasn't religious. He wasn't a church guy. He wasn't none of that. And now I look back at that and I can see my traits of him and how I'm doing similar things to the mentality that he had. Because people ask me, how do you put up with the stress, Randy? There is massive
stress.
Yeah, and I'm like, my dad, he had a story of his dad. His dad's name was Sylvester, and this is Father's Day, is why I'm sharing this, is because his dad was Sylvester in Kentucky. And they lived in coal mining shacks and villages where the coal mine company owned the houses. And so it would leak real bad. There's no insulation in the walls. They had a wood stove or a fireplace in there. And then when my grandma would pour the rain and my grandma would tell my grandfather, hey, Sylvester, the roof's leaking. You need to get out there and clean the roof. He said, well, I can't get out there now because it's raining, right? So they'd put buckets underneath there. And the next day, my dad told this story a million times. He said, she'd say, Sylvester, she talked so slow. Sylvester, we got to get up there and fix that roof. He said, why, honey? Her name was Polly. Hey, Polly, he said, it's not raining, there's no need.
What a mess.
So that whole mentality, that's hillbilly, that's mountain people, but he was a respected guy amongst the community.
Preacher?
He ended up being a preacher.
So
my dad and him, they were drinking buddies. They were fighting buddies. My grandfather stabbed a man in a card game. He'd been to jail. I mean, he's a rough guy. And then about 6 years before he died, he ended up becoming a Christian. Yeah. And was a pastor of a church up in the hollers of Kentucky.
Aww.
Anyway, it was just remembering, and I could go on. I could do a podcast for years of the stories of my father in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
And then all of the things that his family and kin and stuff that they did and lived. And, when I was a kid, I painted all these pictures in my head about these mountains and the old cars. There were a 1936 Buick or whatever it was and a 45 and then all this stuff. And I look back now and I know we can all look back at good times and bad times about our parents and the mistakes they've made. Listen, my dad has been drunk in front of me. He has taken me places I should have never been. He's left me alone while he was drunk with strangers, and it was hard. It was tough when I was a kid. I mean, I was scared when he would drink, and he never has ever hit me. I never had a paddling from him. Mom did. Boy, she'd take a switch to me. But Dad never did. And so there were some things he did wrong. He did some, everybody in my neighborhood were scared of him. All the kids were scared of him. He never, it was just his bark. And he never put up with any nonsense. And he didn't, it was nonsense. I'm talking nonsense of people about the world. It's just none of that just crazy nonsense. He didn't put up with it in his life, in his own little life, you know. And he would voice it, but not much. He wasn't preaching about his opinion. He wouldn't push it or nothing. But, you know, so I could look back and I could say, wow, I had a, you know, my dad wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
You know, I could say, Dad, you messed up, man. You know, you took me places I should have never been. You know, and you know, you didn't act right in front of a lot of people. You know, I'll give you one story. He'd like to ride bikes in the little bitty town we were in, and we'd get on the bicycle when we was going, and he was drunk. And I was scared, but I wanted to be with him because I just loved being around my dad. Even though he, you know, I knew he was drunk and I knew we could possibly get him. What am I going to do? You know, I wanted to be around. So we took off down the street on our bikes, and he loved baseball. And so we pulled up to a baseball game going on. It was softball, and it was church league going on. Him and I sit behind the backstop, and we're sitting there. And my brother, who's older than me now, he doesn't even know this story even happened. And we're sitting behind the backstop. My dad's, he gets into baseball, and he's cussing and carrying on and making fun of people and hollering and all that. And I'm like, Dad, don't, Dad, don't, Dad. And then one of the ball players come by, and it was the pastor. He says, sir, you know, he said, we don't want that kind of language around here, sir. He says, it's a ball game. We like you being. He was super nice to my dad. And my dad said, and he cussed him. He cussed him out. By God, I can say what I want. It's a free country, and I can do what I want. And you go da-da-da-da-da, blankety, blank, you know. And I was so embarrassed that my dad did that. And then we got on the bike and went home, and I was crying. You know, I was just like, I'm riding my bike and crying. And I'll never forget it. That's been 50 years, 60 years later. It was like yesterday. So, you know, we could hold things against our parents, but I'm choosing to look at the good things that I've learned from my dad, the good things that he brought into my life and the characteristics that I have, you know, about my life, you know. That's Lucas.
Okay.
What's up? Oh, Ace. I'd have to get my map out, buddy.
Well, that is 42. Is this
Yep.
40?
Oh, it's on that loop. Go up that loop and go to the right. It's up there. Yep.
Hey,
All right.
Cecilia. I'm doing good. Hey, Lucas.
Oh, he's all right. He'll watch out.
Oh, he'll move.
That's Lucas and Cecilia.
Yeah.
But you know, I could hold that against him, but I don't. You know, and it was. I knew he loved me with the sun rose and set on me. You know, he never told me he loved me, but I knew he did. I didn't need to hear it. Yeah. So, you know, my boys are real busy and they're going, and I don't care if they call me. I don't care if they wish me Happy Father's Day. That doesn't mean anything to me. What means to me is that the memories that I have with my boys, and they're moving on with their life and going on, and you know, and I look back at my dad, and you know what, I have a choice to remember the good or the bad or feel the way I want to feel, and I choose to be positive and take out of life the good things, you know, because none of us are perfect, and we've all messed up. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes with my own boys too. So you know what? Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, and I hope you guys enjoy the Father's Day and what that really means. You know,
Yeah.
Dads are important. Dads are massively important.
They are.
You know,
And it's Happy Father's Day to the fathers that, you know, that didn't do everything right.
Yeah.
That wish they could have changed things. And, you know, that doesn't mean you're not a father. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that you didn't love them. And
Yep.
sometimes you just wish you could have done something different. And sometimes the circumstances don't allow that. So, but anyway, we want to say Happy Father's Day to everybody.
almost every man that works in our factory,
Yeah.
almost every one of them have had really bad experiences with their fathers.
I know.
Their fathers have been mainly drunks and gone,
I know.
you know.
Yeah.
And when Wayne Justice comes over here, he's a good buddy of mine. You all know Wayne. He's 77, and he's been, you know, I say fighting cancer. He has beat cancer, and he's just being so cruel. But when he walks around over here, the boys are so attracted to him. Like I was when I was younger. I was drawn to his gentle strength that he had, and he still carries that when he comes in our factory. So he's almost like the grandfather that walks through the shop, and guys reverence him, and they want to, hey, Wayne, we love you, and we want to, you know, I can't believe how they talk to him when they won't talk to anybody else like that, but just him, you know.
And he prays with them.
He prays with them, and he loves with them, and he, you know, he's concerned about them, and they know he really, really cares about them, you know. Genuinely loves them, yeah.
Genuinely loves them.
Yeah, so anyway.
So happy Father's Day to Wayne and you and to everybody, all of our employees that are fathers, and we got new fathers like Slate. We got Brayden.
Yes.
These are new fathers.
Yeah, these boys. Yep. And I feel like I have a responsibility to these boys that are having kids, because, you know, at Brayden, he's late for work. And I said, you better get your tail in here. We got to keep him on straight and narrow.
Emily was talking about, boy, Emily, she's on him.
Emily's turning into their mom, you know. So, but we have family here that we got to take care of these boys and make sure that they do, you know, they're going to have their challenges. You know, and we've been through them, and if we can help them, we need to.
And we're trying. And listen, we do not. We take pride. We're these type of people. We take pride in it as a company too. We just don't cut you off at the first thing you do wrong, because everybody gets into something. Everybody. So you'll never find a company that gives you more chances than Incredible Tiny Homes.
Well, Thor just got out of jail. Been in there about 3 weeks.
Well, we
bailed him out.
Well, don't tell that.
I seen him today. He was over there getting some water. I Thor, what you doing? He said, man, I'm just enjoying being here. I love being here. I'm never going nowhere.
He's newly born.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember this home, this beautiful home. This is a panel home.
Yep.
You guys, we build homes. We're here to make business. We're here to make money. We're here to give you a home, the world a home. This is what we do. This is our life. So please go to our website, subscribe to this channel, you know, give us a comment, participate, share this video, share the world about who we are, because this is our main marketing right here to keep our dream alive and to keep people's dreams alive who bought these homes.
And let's say a big thank you to the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Talk about Tennessee and the certification and everything.
Oh, the modular certification?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, look, he's got him a new Jeep. Yumpers. When you're on camera, you won't stop.
I know. I won't put him on camera.
Yeah, so Tennessee, there's a guy named Mr. Hightower out of the state of Tennessee, and he is over the modular home division in the state of Tennessee. Yes. Jim Hightower. Jim passed through the state of Tennessee a modular certification just for tiny homes.
Yes.
It's amazing. And what that means, a modular home means it is equivalent to, that's my equal sign, equals to a stick-built brick and mortar foundation home. So you can take this home, put it on a permanent foundation in a city, inside of any city in the state of Tennessee. Now, the only thing that would govern that is there was some requirements on square footage, and that's it.
Right.
They cannot say no to you because this thing was pre-built, because it is engineered, and we inspect them in our factory as a modular certification. So we have inspectors come to our factory. Now, not all our homes are modular certified. It's only if need be, because it's a little more expensive than the ANSI. But that is a big deal where these can be, in the financing, you can get a long-term, long note, 20, 30-year note on a modular home. So that's a big deal.
So anybody that is coming to the state of Tennessee, if you're not coming to one of our communities, if you're buying a piece of land, you probably need to get with that county and get with that planning commission, or they have to get with somebody to
it's really the codes. Okay. So it's really just your building code. You don't have to go to the planning commission because you're not doing multiple building or community or anything. Mm-hmm. One home's fine. You just got to, you know, are they zoned to where you cannot have a modular home there, right? And you'll find out what those, and if you cannot navigate that, we will do that for you. We will call the county, we will talk to the inspectors, and if you found a piece of property, we'll help you get there.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Oh, and guess what? We just sold a house in Wyoming and Utah, 99.9. Ace.
And we're going to deliver
Being
them.
delivered, set up, everything in Wyoming and Utah.
No.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, I want to go to.
We'll do everything.
I want to go to both places.
You name it, we'll do it to get these homes to you.
All right.
All right, that's the Ace. That's a 14 by 40, 560 square foot home, delivered and set up anywhere in the United States for $99.9.
Anywhere in the continental
United
States.
Means Alaska, Hawaii.
Is out.
We'll get you there. It's going to cost a little more.
All right.
All right,
Thank you,
subscribe,
guys.
thumbs
Happy
up.
Father's Day.